What's up, Ocean? You got Matt here, coach of your Montreal Milotic, bringing you another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. Today we are facing off against Under the Radar, coach of the Maryland Torterrapins, and we are playing Kelly for the first time in a while. I think the last one we might have played was probably like the APA low tier or something like that it might have been, or the BBR, or I don't know, something like that. But it's been a little while since we played him last, and we're hoping to get a revenge because the last time we played, we ended up taking a loss, unfortunately. But this time we are hoping to get that victory because we still need to get 2 more wins minimum to clinch playoffs, and hopefully we can get that done. Let's go over the matchup, the teams, what we are bringing, and why. If you guys want to skip the team builder, make sure to click on the timestamp on the screen and in the description as well. But let's go ahead and jump into it. Also, let me know if you guys enjoy team builders. A lot's being said about Draft League right now, and people are saying don't do team builders. If you guys like the team builders, let me know and tell me why as well, so that we can kind of have a bit of evidence for, I guess, the opposite argument when people say don't do team builders. But yeah, let's jump into it. Looking at the matchup, my opponent has Aegislash, another very scary ghost type that I have to deal with when my answer to ghost types is an Alolan Persian, which, spoiler, we are not bringing this week, so that's not great. There's a Clef there, which is super annoying. I think it's our 3rd time playing Clef this season, which is insane. Crocodile, 2nd time playing that thing. Heracross is an annoying spiker with Guts, also has access to a really good Scarf set. It's really important there. Noivern, I've played it multiple times as well. Super strong, very offensive. Celebi is annoying. Miltank for rocks for just general support helps out a lot against the Galar-Darm. There's a Heliolisk with the Politoed and the Barraskewda and the Armaldo. A little mini Rain core there that also gets removal with the Armaldo. And Barraskewda doesn't need Rain, but it's still very, very strong. So yeah, that's the team. What do I think comes? I think probably is going to be Aegislash, Clefable, Crocodile. I think Heracross, Miltank, and Barraskewda are the likely brings here. If that's not the case, oh well, I got it wrong. Let's go ahead and jump into it and see what we're bringing this time. Starting off with our first mon, it is going to be our Necrozma making its debut. It's Dragon Dance Necrozma this week with Photon Geyser, Earthquake, X-Scissor, and Dragon Dance. Photon Geyser, if you guys didn't know, it's like Mull Breaker in a move, so it goes through unaware. So Clefable can't actually beat this 1v1, even if it is unaware, which is awesome. Earthquake is there for something like specifically the Aegislash, which resists my Photon Geyser, and also I guess for the, well, that's really it actually. That's the only Pokemon that resists it that is not weak to X-Scissor, like the Crocodile or the Celebi. So that's really our main focus here. We have moves that are going to hit those things for really good damage, and then Photon Geyser to nuke the board after that. Our speed investment is here for a couple of things. But the main focus, we want to outspeed Noivern. While we are at +1, it also outspeeds Adamant Barraskewda, which is super nice to have here. We also take a Scarf Jolly Heracross's Megahorn from full, which is nice in case I get a free Dragon Dance against something. And then he goes into Heracross to go for Megahorn. I'll live the hit. I won't outspeed, unfortunately, but I will live the hit, which is nice, and I can Oko back. Unless there's another Scarfer, I should be fine. Or if he has Aegislash with Shadow Sneak around, again, I should be fine. The investment, like I said, on this thing is very good. We want to have as much investment in attack as possible, and that's why we are the Adamant nature. Our next mon is going to be our Zera here with the Heavy Duty Boots, Plasma Fist, and Knockoff, Close Combat, and Volt Switch. This is a just generic pivot. It's a really good Pokemon to come in, do damage, get out. It forces in the Crocodile, so Close Combat is going to do a ton of damage. Originally, I was Drain Punch, but going with Close Combat, I think is a bit better, mostly because the Pokemon that are going to come in on it, they can only come in like once or twice, and Close Combat can do a lot of damage to them, so I felt like that was the best option. And I don't need to worry about Drain Punch because if I'm Boots already, so I don't need to worry about Spikes or Rocks at all. So considering the fact that if, you know, Spikes come or Rocks come, I don't need to recover back the HP that I'm taking from them. I have Boots, so I'm fine. Volt Switch for momentum, Knockoff is there for something like the Celebi, which resists, also for the Aegislash in a way. Just a really general good move set to have here, and the investment in speed allows me to outspeed Noivern and Adamant Barraskewda. Our next mon is going to be our Roserade. This is going to be one of our main win conditions this week, not in terms of like actually winning with this Pokemon, but Spikes are so damn good here. Leech Seed is so damn good here. Sleep Powder, if I can get it off, is really, really nice. And Sludge Bomb, I know it doesn't hit the Aegislash. I know it's resisted by a couple of Pokemon, namely the Crocodile, and I think the Armaldo is the main thing. It still hits really, really hard. And if I get some Spikes and some Leech Seeds, I can do some really big damage to my opponent's team. The investment I have on this Pokemon allows me to, number 1, outspeed a 12-speed Miltank or a max-speed Aegislash. We also take Adamant, Rain Boosted Barraskewda's Liquidation. That's banded Rain Boosted Liquidations from Barraskewda. And we also take Noivern's Timid Hurricane from full as well. And we also take a Scarf Megahorn from the Jolly Heracross. That is going to be our Roserade. Moving on to our Swampert. It's up next. Flip Turn, Earthquake, Yawn, and Protect. I want this because I want to be able to put things to sleep, annoy things. And that's kind of the main focus here. I have to remember though, I have Sleep Powder and I have Yawn, so I can't get 2 things to sleep at the same time. It makes things really tough. So if I have something to sleep already, I cannot click Yawn with my Pert. Protect is also twofold though. It lets me scout against the Barraskewda, and it also lets me get back recovery, which is super, super nice. Earthquake is this team for really good damage, and the main switch into this is going to be Celebi, so having Flip Turn is amazing here, and it also lets me kind of just get momentum against a lot of the team, which is really important. So far, 4 of my 6 Pokemon have momentum. One of them can put things to sleep and get up spikes, and the other one is my sweeper this week, so really, really good. Our final mon, actually I should probably mention more information about this Pokemon here. The investment we have allows me to take 2 Specs Modest Aegislash Shadow Balls from full after 2 leftovers, 1 from Protect, and we have enough investment to take 2 Specs Noivern attacks at any time, and we also take a Life Orb Helios Grass Knot from full as well. Next up is going to be our Cobalion. I didn't like Cobalion's matchup here, but I decided to bring it anyways because I kind of need the speed here and I kind of need the taunt, which is nice, and Persian can kind of do the same thing, but I felt like Persian was kind of limited a lot with the fact that there's a Clefable and there's a Heracross. I know Clef can kind of handle, or Cobalion can't really handle those Pokemon as well, but I just felt that Cobalion was going to be a bit better than Persian in this situation. So, hey, it is what it is. Volt Switch is there for momentum. Taunt shuts down Clefable, shuts down Rocks, shuts down Recovery, shuts down whatever. Iron Head is there for Clefable, and then Secret Sword is there for like a Cursed Miltank specifically. That's like the only thing it's there for over close combat. But I guess I also don't want to take like the drops and do more damage back to myself. So I feel like this is a pretty good moveset. The investment I have in my speed really is the main thing, is there for Crocodile, and that's really it. If I underspeed the Celebi, fine, I get slow momentum off on it, which I will definitely take. Our next mon is going to be our Darmanitan. This is the final mon. This also has speed for the Darmanitan. Icicle Crash, U-turn, Earthquake, Superpower. Icicle Crash is resisted by the Miltank because of Thick Fat, so it's something to keep in mind. His defensive water does not exist. His answer to this Pokemon has to be Miltank or defensive Aegislash, and Earthquake and Superpower destroy those things. U-turn messes them up. If I go U-turn from a Guerrilla Tactics 140 base attack Darmanitan into a Pokemon like my Zera with close combat, or a Pokemon like my Roserade to Sludge Bomb, to Spike Up, then it makes it so much harder for him to handle it later on in the game, which is the main focus. This is going to be our team for this week's battle. Let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments below. Secret word of today's video is going to be burgers. I had burgers tonight, so that was really cool. But let's do it, guys. It is time to battle. Hi, guys. I'm back. This is Matt. Yes, look, he brings rain. Very scary. We ended up starting. I chose my lead. I didn't see what his lead was. He didn't see what my lead was, but he disconnected, so that happens. But we're going to see how it goes now. Hopefully it doesn't disconnect again. I'm a little upset to see rain, because rain boosted Barraskewda is an absolute nightmare to deal with. And that's really it. Hopefully there's no rain boosted Barraskewda. The reason I'm leading with Cobalion is because I have Taunt to stop Rocks from Clef or from Crook. I hit both of them for stab, super effective damage. I can Volt Switch out on Barraskewda, Politoed, or on the Noivern, which is nice. I don't think Aegislash leads. I think it's really weird to see Aegislash as a lead here. So yeah, and if it does lead, then I just Volt Switch. All right, we're back. Sadly on Showdown. What? His Wi-Fi was having some issues. I don't know exactly what it was, but I have on my left-hand side, I have the damage calc that I'm going to need. And then I have this here. Hopefully everything works out well in terms of this. I'm leading with Cobalion. Let's do it. He's going to lead off with the Noivern here. Okay, it's Frisk. He knows I'm leftovers, which is good to know on his end. I can go for a Voltage. I'm going to underspeed this thing no matter what. Let's calc to see if I die. So Cobalion against Noivern's Flamethrower. It'll do 71% at the very most. I can go for Volt Switch, which I think is the play here. So we're going to Volt Switch out. If he goes Crook, so be it. But we'll see. Volt Switch is my play. Air Slash comes out doing 32% to me. I Volt Switch out and I get some momentum, which is nice. Only doing 14%. It's low. It's probably going to be max HP invested, but I have a free swap into Galar Darm here. What's his answer to Darm? It does not exist. It's probably going to be the Politoed, to be honest. Let's take a look at Galar Darm against Politoed here. Politoed defensive, level 50, takes 25 to 29. I'm going to go for the U-turn here. You can see protects. Yeah, that's the good scouting play. I like that. That's a good play. Let's go for another U-turn here. He'll get some momentum off on me, which is fine. I'll get some decent damage, 25% against this, and I can go into Swampert on this, and then flip turn out, which is a play, so I'll do that. Yeah, there's the Air Slash, 39%. I can go for a Protect myself. I can go for a Yawn here. I'll go for the Yawn right now. Test what he wants to do. I can go for a flip turn of his own. Or U-turn of his own. We see a switch into Politoed here, which is fine by me. I can go for a Protect. I think a flip turn is my play, though, so I'm going to go for the flip turn here, rather. And we'll see what he wants to do. I got to make sure I'm not pressing skip. Let me make sure the audio, this all looks good here. It should look kind of good. This looks not bad. I don't know. I'm not excited about this. I'm not happy that it's on Showdown, but like, what are you gonna do, right? I can't do anything about it. It just, it is what it is. He's gonna go for a Scald here, doing 26% to me. No burn, I get the flip turn off. He's gonna go to sleep. That's a crit. Okay. I can go into Zera here, which is nice. I can go into Necrozma and try setting up. Probably not the right play. I can go into Rosary, get some spikes, which is gonna be nice for this Pokemon here. Let's see. How do I want to play this? The fact that they just switched out hard into this Pokemon here makes me think he doesn't have a U-turn on his Noivern. I can go into Zera here. I think that's pretty free. I can go for a close combat pretty freely against it. I can go for a knockoff. I think going for this and going for knockoff is my play. So I'm gonna go for the knockoff. If he goes hard into Crook, that's fine by me. I get off a fat close combat, doing a shit ton of damage, really wearing it down, which is huge. And that's just good knowledge to have. If he stays in, then I get a free knockoff on this, which is going to make so that if it is the Damp Rock, then I'll be able to get rid of that item, which is nice. Yeah, that's kind of the play here. If I was Shuckaberry right now, this would be great. But you're going to see a switch out into Bing Bong the Clef. So that's a nice mid-round play here. 16% getting rid of the leftovers is nice. I can go for a Volt Switch on this. Is that the play here? Let me see, how much is Plasma Fist going to do this, considering that we did 16% with knockoff. Zera against the Clef. If it's max defense, Impish, knockoff does... Yeah, so it's definitely not max defense Impish. Or Bold or whatever. If it's like no investment and max HP, then knockoff... Yeah, so it's like mixed defenses here. I can go for a Plasma Fist. I think I'm just going to go for the Plasma Fist here. We'll see how much damage we do. 46% is not bad. He goes for a Wish. So he's going to try and get some recovery back, which is important. I can go for another knockoff here. I can go for a Volt Switch out. I think my play, honestly, I just want to switch out. And I kind of want to go hard into Roserade, to be honest. Going to Roserade is nice. Let's go Roserade. On the eventual Moonblast, maybe. Protect, yeah, that's fine. So he catches the Wish. I can go for a Spike here. So we're going to see back into the Noivern we go. Air Slash is definitely a possibility here. If we see an Air Slash, we should take this. Again, how much did Cobalion take? Cobalion took 32%. So Cobalion against Noivern. 32% with Air Slash. Yeah, it's not invested. That's like not defensive at all. That's not offensive, I mean. So let's take a look at Roserade. Roserade should take about half. Sludge Bomb does to no investment, 54 to 64. So I can go for this, I think. This is probably the play. I'll go for a Leech Seed here, try and get some recovery. Default comes out. That's fine by me. We go for a Leech Seed, get that. I can go for a Sludge Bomb here. I can go for a Spike. I'll go for another Spike here. If he wants to switch out into Aegislash, fine by me. But we know this thing has 3 moves now. The last move is probably going to be Roost. Last move will probably be Roost. So there's the Aegislash, which is fine. I'll go for a Spike. I'll get up a Leech Seed here against this. We do outspeed unless it's Scarfed. We get the Leech Seed off. It goes for a Sub. Beauty. I'll take it. I can go for a Spike again on this, I think, to be honest. I think I just probably went to Swampert, though. It revealed leftovers. It's Subtoxic, isn't it? No. Could be, actually. It could be. I'm going to go for a Protect here. Got him. Let's go for a Flip Turn. Into the Politoed it goes. Beautiful. We get a nice Flip Turn off on this thing. So we managed to chip the Aegislash down to 58%. Another crit on the Politoed. God damn. I can go into Zera here. I can go for a free. I can go for a knockoff again. I can go for close combat. I think going into... Do I go Zera here? And now, is that the play? Let's take a look. Swampert did 19% with a crit in the rain to Politoed. Politoed, defensive, level 50, flip turn as a crit. That's like max defense. If I go to Darmanitan, I do 27 to 29 to this thing. That's not the play. I can go Cobalion and Volt Switch, which is also not the play, I think. I think the play is going to go Zera. Let's go Zera. I can go for a close combat here. I can go for a Plasma Fist. If I see Crocodile come in, what is my play? This thing's asleep for another turn. Let's go to, where is it? Zera against Politoed. Defensive takes 29 to 35. I'm gonna go for the close combat here. He goes Crook. Beautiful. We catch the Crook with a close combat. That's huge. This KO? It just KOs right there. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, it's so big. Problem is, we have a fucking Barraskewda to deal with now. That's huge for me. But here comes the monster. Here is the monster. And he's got 6 turns of it. Yikes. Well, let's go into Cobalion and just is that the play? Is it Cobalion the play? Cobalion against Barraskewda. Level 50. In the rain. It's gonna kill me with Adamant Band. Yeah. Necrozma in the rain. It doesn't eat this guaranteed. Oh my god. Swampert takes 61%. 68% the most. It's Adamant Band. Zera in the rain takes an Oko. Roserade in the rain. It lives, just not well. I think I have to sack off Cobalion here, to be honest. Let's do that. I see Liquidation, that's a KO. So, that's unfortunate. And Darm should die to this as well, right? Yeah, Darm dies. It's in the rain, so he definitely outspeeds me. 316. 376, yeah. So I have to go into Roserade here. Question is, what comes in? I need to keep Roserade out of range of this Pokemon, which is messed up. Let's go for a Leech Seed. We see a Noivern come in, that's fine. It can go for a Defog on me. It can also go for a Hurricane, or an Air Slash rather, which I think kind of is going to be the play here. I'm going to go into the Zera here. It just goes for Roost. That's fine by me. Let's take a look at defensive Noivern against me. Zera, Noivern, 50. I do to max HP. I do 53 to 63. So we know it's full moveset. I can go for a knockoff, get rid of its item. Which does that help me at all against anything? I don't think so. I think Plasma Fist is just so free that I just got to go for it. Air Slash to me. We're pretty sure it's got like no investment or very little investment. Air Slash will do 15 to 18, which is fine. So I'm going to go for a Plasma Fist here. Will this KO? It does not KO. Do we see a Defog? We do see a Defog. My play, though, can be to Volt Switch now. Yeah, it's the Volt Switch. The Politoed just needs to stay asleep. But even then, it's still useful for him, which is crazy. All I have to do, all I gotta do is keep Roserade out of range. Just keep Roserade out of range of Barraskewda. And I have a chance. That's my only play against Barraskewda, which is terrifying. That's terrifying. Wow. How much does Roserade do with Barraskewda? Barraskewda is not the bulkiest thing. Barraskewda banned. Volt Switch comes out, gets the KO on this. That's nice. So let's take a look. Barraskewda against Roserade. Rain. Sludge Bomb does 91 to 108. Beautiful. I can go into Necrozma here, which is kind of nice. Is it Gallardon the play or is it Swampert? I think Swampert's the play, to be honest. Swampert is the play. My best way to stall out Rain. Which is crazy to think about. In comes the Barraskewda. We can protect on this to figure out what it wants to do. We see a Liquidation coming out, so that's fine. Now it's no Rain. How much is Barraskewda doing to me? Swampert. 57 to 68. So I live that hit. But it's like I got a flip turn here. So he's going to switch on to Politoed, which makes sense. We're going to flip turn out. No crit this time. I can go Roserade. I can go Zera. I think Zera's the play now. Zera against Politoed. Zera against Politoed. How many is or is it going to go Necrozma and try and set up? Because if he goes into anything else, he has to sack something off. Is basically the play. So I'm going into Zera here, and I think I've clicked Plasma Fist right now. Or is it a knockoff? Knockoff doesn't help me against Clef. It doesn't help. No, it's Plasma Fist for sure. Or is it Volt Switch? Because if he goes Clef, I can't go into Roserade. I just can't. Go for the Plasma Fist here. He goes Clef. This should to a KO. We're running low on time. I think I'm going to go for a Volt Switch here, just to try and waste some turns. I can go into Darm here. I can go into Pert. Go into Pert. See a Wish. He's got Protect. That's fine. He's still got a Pokemon that's asleep. I'll go for a Flip Turn. We see a Protect come out. That's fine. I can go for an Earthquake. Try and chip this down some more. I'll Flip Turn here. We see a Cosmic Power come out. That's fine, I guess. Into 24%. Ooh. This Clef is Mono Moonblast, isn't it? Necrozma against Clefable. If it's Cosmic Power, it's really bad. Ugh. I can go Roserade and Sludge Bomb it. Roserade against Clefable. Like max Spadef +1. I don't think it's max Spadef. I do 36 to 44 to that thing. How much does Darm do? Against +1. It's not fully defensive. We know that. I did 24% of this thing while I was at +1. Swampert, 24%. It's in the rain. Yeah, it's definitely not max defensive. It's definitely not. I think Zera's not going to do enough, is it? At 48%. No, it's not. It's Darm or Roserade. I think the play honestly has to be Darm here. Which is fine. I go for the Icicle Crash. We miss! No! Oh, that's so big! No, we would have KO'd! Darmanitan. Like, it's not max defense. We would have done 49%. Ah! That's so big. He's... Bro, I'm gonna lose to this! It's not unaware. It's unaware, I mean, excuse me, it's unaware. Can I get the poison, please? I do... Spike here as he protects. I'll go for Sludge Bomb now. There's the poison. It's big for me. Stays in, protects. Okay, I can go for another one. He's going to try and chip me down some more. Is my play set up alongside it? Moonblasts. Go for a Dragon Dance. In comes this thing. For a Dragon Dance. So let's take a look at Necrozma. Dust Main. Let's go +3. I get to 322 against Barraskewda. He's got like no investment. I feel like the only thing he creeps is like Scarf. He's got to creep like Scarf something. Think. What was that thing called? It's Zera. Scarf Zera. Scarf, Adamant, Zera, Timid reaches 321. So he gets to 322 at the most. Do I Geyser this now? Or do I risk it? Fuck, this is such a big play here. This is like the game right now. I'm out of range of Roserade. So even if he's... No, my play, I'm at +2. Necrozma. +2. Barraskewda dies, especially after a spike. This thing will die. Incoming Aegislash will die. Because Barraskewda's in range and I have max HP Roserade, I should be fine. I should be fine. This thing might have King's Shield, so I don't want to just go for a protect, like a Photon Geyser. I think Earthquake's my play. Okay, so we get rid of this. There's no more rain. In comes the Barraskewda. This thing's gonna be so annoying to deal with. Oh my god. It's like Geyser. We flip turns, we die. In comes this Pokemon here. I can go Zera. I can go Darman Earthquake. Darmanitan G against Aegislash. Max defense, level 50. Impish. Oh my god, we want, it's not the wrong set. Aegislash. Shield. Swords Dance. Max defense. Earthquake is 62 to 74. So I go this. Okay, let me think. I go this. This is going to be 4 turns left of rain. I go Swampert. I protect and stall. That's 3 turns left. I go Zera. I sack. Oh no, then depending on what happens, I should be fine because Roserade eats a hit. So I go Darm. I go for Earthquake. Earthquake KOs. Earthquake again. Liquidation KOs. Roserade against Barraskewda. Level 50. In the rain. Choice Band. Barraskewda does 71 to 85% at the very most. We Sludge Bomb. Oh my god, what a game! Oh my god! Oh, GG to Kelly. Fuck, what a game. Wow. That Barraskewda, I cannot believe we were able to play around that. I cannot believe we were able to play around that. Wow. I'll be honest, if this game wasn't on Showdown, I wouldn't be able to give it as much like thought process as I did. Jeez. I will take it. That is a 3-0 win. We are 5-5. +4 right now. GG's. I'm gonna try and get him for an interview. Wow. Okay. I will try to be right back. Okay. Let's pause the recording and let's. I'll take it. Actually, before I do that, just want to make sure I give a shout out to our YouTube channel members because want to make sure I get that done right. We also have 2 new ones, so shout out to our level 1s. We have Liv, Eric, Zeke, and the newest Michael Brown. We then have our level 2, which is going to be Tone. Our level 3s, we have Sully and Jay Fuka. So thank you guys for supporting the channel. I appreciate it. If you guys want to join the channel as well, get exclusive perks, shout outs in the videos, etc., make sure to click the join button as well. Damn. Leave a like, subscribe, do that good stuff. Check out Kelly. Let's get into an interview if he's down. All right, everyone, welcome back. I'm joined today by Kelly, aka Under the Radar YT. How's it going?
Hello.
GG's, first of all. That game had me thinking all kinds of things, and it was a good game.
It was phenomenal.
So you mentioned just before we hopped on that you wish you were Mystic Water on Barraskewda over Band. And I was going to respond, and what I was going to say to that was you're kind of locked into choosing to get the OCOs on basically everything versus getting the OCOs on only some things and having the flexibility. And at that point in the game, I think Zera needed to have the Band instead of the Mystic Water.
So I see what you mean, but I also disagree. Because if I was able to switch up moves earlier on in the game, like if I was able to click Liquidation early on, get the kill on Cobalion, and then whenever you bring in Roserade, I could have killed it right there. Right? So then you wouldn't have had spikes. I could have gotten better chip damage off with things like Crook. I would have had an endgame with Crook ready. Like I could have had by the way, that close combat play was phenomenal. That was such a good play. But like, I don't know. I was telling my buddy whenever we were building, I was like, look, I don't want to be banned at this game. While yes, I get the KOs with banned, if I play smart and I get a little bit of chip, like I kill everything with Mystic Water anyway. Like, for example, was your I guess I could just look it up because you sent me your team, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So your Swampert at 44 defense.
I'm pretty sure I might have taken. I think I took the hit. Swampert against Barraskewda. If you were Mystic Water.
It did 69 to 82. So earlier on in the game, whenever you were at like 69%, you wouldn't have, which you wouldn't have been able to get the Leech Seed recovery if I had been Mystic Water to kill Roserade turn like whatever it was whenever it came in, you know? So like it, I don't know. I think
you're right. You're right. You're 100% right. Like I was thinking one thing, and then just based on the way the game played out, and yes, the close combat play was good and everything, but I wouldn't be in that position if you had the freedom to switch moves. So you are right about that. And honestly, that's the issue though with Barraskewda, because you really want to have bans just in case. I went with a lot more of a specially defensive team this week than a physically defensive team, and the ban just breaks through the Fizz Def, which is great. But in this matchup here, specifically with these 6 sets, definitely Mystic Water would have been better. You're right on that.
I agree. But like I needed, but like you said, you are right. I do need banned in order to like just outright KO things. Like, can you believe that I did? What was your Roserade set?
My Roserade was
like max HP. It did 79%. Like that's stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's only got 60 HP and 65 base defense, which is like nothing. And the defense investment was kind of minimal. But like my entire game plan, as soon as you let me have, I think it was, well, you didn't let me have Crook, but as soon as Crook was gone and Zera was freed up, I was in such a good position. And so we ended up being in a really awkward spot before the game happened, where we saw, well, I showed my items accidentally and you then graciously showed me your items as well. We played like it didn't matter. I was super expecting defensive Crook with like Choppleberry to handle Zera to the best of your abilities. So I was super shocked when it ended up being Scarf or just even dying in one hit. It just caught me off guard. And that Clef, man, that Clef just was, oh, that was going to give you a night. If you were Magic Guard too, that was going to be so frustrating to deal with.
Yep. So my mindset in making it unaware though was DD or like setup Necrozma just in general. Like it gets 50,000 setup moves, and it was terrifying for me to like even think about. So
quickly, I want to make sure, because I fell into this trap last time. I forgot about it last time. Photon Geyser ignores abilities.
Oh, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, Kelly's gonna know this, and I'm messed up. I just gotta like try and get a Sludge Bomb off on the Clefable at some point, because it's gonna do a lot of damage, and just, it didn't. This thing just was so, if without you being specifically unaware, I don't know how I was gonna break that Clef without a crit.
Wow. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. Like 100% forgot about it. It would have taken, I wouldn't have been able to beat Roserade. I would have ran out of PP before like you died, because like to max HP, I think I was doing like 14% or something stupid.
Jeez.
So like it did literally nothing, but I 100% forgot about that.
So here's one last thing about this. I was, okay, this is a really interesting Aegis/, like very offensive, but also with like Subtoxic. So I had one mock for this game, and Subtoxic protecting. This exact set came, I think it was Shadow Claw, potentially. It was Shadow Ball or Shadow Claw, but anyways, this set came, and I was like, I really don't expect this. I expect it to be weakness policy. So what was your rationale behind going Subtoxic versus going with a weakness policy route? Because that was something I was really worried about.
Yeah, so I originally actually did have weakness policy. I had Autotomized weakness policy, to be specific. And it was mixed with... No, I'm sorry. It was Autotomized Power Herb Solar Blade was actually what I had. Trying to pop the weakness policy on something like the Roserade with a Shadow Ball, or something like Earthquake from Galar Darm, something along those lines. And then kill it with a Shadow Sneak at +2. You bring in Swampert because it can tank a +2 like Iron Head, Shadow Claw, whatever. Click Solar Blade, take that out, and then like you have to let me have damage on Zera at that point, or Necrozma or something.
Right.
But then I was like, how often is Rain going to be up this game? Because Rain was up pretty much the entire game.
All game.
And Solar Blade is half damage in Rain.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So whenever I saw that, I was like, okay, at +2, can I still kill Swampert? And the answer to that, I believe, is no.
I mean, Swampert's a bulky boy. It is so damn ridiculous. So honestly, Subtoxic, it makes sense, but, and here's my mindset as well, because you mentioned on Rosemary getting the potential weakness policy off on that. This is exactly why I was like, you know what? I cannot run a move to touch Aegislash other than Leech Seed and potentially Sleep Powder. And having the fact that I connected the Leech Seed on Aegislash, just I think honestly, if I miss that, it probably is going to be either a huge uphill battle or just an unwinnable position from that point, because Aegislash basically did nothing throughout the entirety of the game, except for maybe like disincentivize me from clicking close combat once.
Yeah. And what's funny is if you did miss that and I got behind a sub, like you could have hazard stacked me, but you would have had to sack Zera, you would have had to sack Swampert, something, you know, and
especially with the bulk you had, or the offensive investment rather, like it was just going to be in a really tough spot. And I think my play would have been Swampert because that was my general answer, especially because, I mean, Cobalion can't really touch Aegislash. So like, it just felt like that was just a general play. And Darm can really only touch it if he goes for Earthquake, and then you have a switch in with Noivern, or you have a switch in with Politoed. And by the way, when you went for Protect, I was like, yeah, that is exactly how you beat Galar Darm. That's why I wanted to Weavile instead. But that is the exact way to beat it. So those of you watching, learn from Kelly. That's how you do it.
I said this in like, I think it was UBL, like 2 seasons ago in UBL whenever I played Auto. And I was like, I don't understand why people just don't run Protect versus Galar Darm, see what it does. And then ever since then, I drafted Galar Darm the next season in UBL. It has done nothing. I'm like 1-7 in that league because everybody just brings 5 Protect Mons and it can't do anything. It's so annoying. I absolutely hate it.
Yeah. But in this matchup here, first of all, I was not expecting rain. So I was like, Scarf Darm is going to be great. I was expecting Barraskewda to come, but not the rain. And then I'm like, okay, Protect on 1, 2, 3 Pokemon. Rain is there. There's an Aegislash, which resists. This is not going to be good for Darm. So it was just the fact that it actually was able to get a KO and stay around as long as it did, I think is about as good as it was going to do in a matchup like this.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
I loved this matchup. I loved this matchup in general for you and for me. I think it was very even on both ends. I don't think either one of us had like the typical standard draft league. Oh, I have a trash matchup, you know.
Not at all.
But it was I loved building for this team. I think that you're going to do really good with this team too.
Appreciate that. So let me ask you this quickly. If you make playoffs right now, we said before the game we were both 4 and 5. Your differential was a little bit worse than mine coming in, but
a lot worse. But it's okay. You can be.
Okay, I was trying to be a little nice, okay. But your diff was minus 8 before. My diff was +1. So again, it's there, the difference, but you still have a chance to sneak into playoffs. You're gonna have to win your last 2 games to have that shot, and I believe your diff will have to be pretty decent in those games as well. If you were to sneak in, do you think this would be your choice for the team? How have you liked it so far?
Yeah, this would be the team that I would bring. Believe it or not, so I did the best with Leo's team whenever I took over, but I absolutely hated some of his options that he had, like for rockers and stuff like that. I hated it, but I couldn't see myself building with that for a playoff team. I could see myself building for this if I stick to my guts. But yeah, I also just really dislike the multiple drafting format. I don't know how you felt about it, but for me personally, just when I start to get used to a team, I get rid of it.
Yeah.
And it's been really difficult for me to just adapt each time it changes because they've been so vastly different in teams.
Right. So I don't want to trash the format because people are trying to do different things and innovate a bit, and that's always appreciated. But for me, it just felt like this is on me. It's not on the league itself, but I felt like I said, you know what? I'm going to try a team that is very different than what I normally do with my second draft. And it was just miserable. I had like no momentum. I had a team that was just very one-sided in terms of physical. Everything had a very specific role, and that doesn't play to my play style. So then I said, you know what? I'll go back to my roots and draft something very, very, very much me. And it's paid off in this league, in this team. But I don't know if I would take this team over my first team yet. I think that first team with Mew was just so much fun to use. So we have a potential chance to maybe play in playoffs, and if that's the case, it'll be a good one again. But hopefully you don't bring Politoed, so I don't have to deal with the rain anymore. Hopefully.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think I'm going to make playoffs, if I'm being honest with you. I haven't had much time to build or do anything recently, but I will say I did build for this one much more than I built for any other team recently, and it was the most fun I've had. So thank you for a phenomenal game. I
appreciate you as well, man. It was a good game. Even though it was on Showdown, I think we both had a good time, and we gave the viewers something really entertaining to watch. So that is hopefully the case.
Yep, for sure.
Well, guys, if you enjoyed the interview, the battle, both sides, make sure to go and check out Kelly's, of course. Then make sure to leave a like on both mine and on Kelly's videos. And, of course, subscribe to both the channels as well. Kelly posted a ton of stuff for the release of Pokemon Legends Arceus, which is doing pretty well, from my understanding, on your side.
Yes, sir.
Very good, very good. Was there anything that you want to plug specifically while you're here?
No, not really. I would rather your viewers just give you as much love as possible.
You know, they already do that, but I appreciate it nonetheless. All right, guys. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for coming on, Kelly. And we will all see you for another battle in a week's time. See you, everyone.